Governor Phil Murphy, welcome back to Picks on Politics. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's get right into this, right? Because we're usually hard-pressed for a display of bipartisanship these days, Governor, but we're actually seeing some common agreement crossing both parties when it comes to this issue of congestion pricing, right? We saw this play out last week, actually. New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer, New York Congressman Mike Lawler standing together to offer Governor Hochul an ultimatum. I want to play a clip for you and get your reaction.
Will freeze federal dollars sent each year to the MTA, which totals approximately $2 billion a year, if the agency decides to go forward.
If you are going to move forward with this, then you don't need our federal dollars anymore. And don't ask for it, because you're not getting one damn cent of it.
So, Governor, where do you stand on congestion pricing, as New Jersey commuters are really set to bear a great deal of the brunt of this kind of toll if it goes through?
Yeah. First of all, I give both members of Congress thumbs up. And Josh is obviously a close friend and colleague and has done a really good job finding common ground across the aisle on a whole range of issues. Listen, I'm not opposed to mitigating pollution and climate change. I've probably got the strongest environmental record of any state in America in the past 5 years. But there's a time and a place for this. And I've got two issues, Dan, and they haven't gone away. Mm-hmm. One is we can't fix the MTA finances on the back of New Jersey commuters. That's not going to happen. Right. Both commuters to the Lincoln and Holland, but the egregious toll that it would take on commuters over the George Washington Bridge. And secondly, because of a lot of foot dragging that happened long before I got here, we're finally making progress. There aren't good alternatives yet. There will be. So we're going to get those two new rail tunnels built under the Hudson. So you can say, okay, I'm not incented to take my car into Manhattan, but I'll take the train.
Right.
Or that shiny new Port Authority bus terminal. That will come, but it's not here now. So we are at this moment, we are opposed to it. I'm asking, and we've asked the Biden administration to pause this, to do what they call an environmental impact study.
Right.
All of us take a deep breath and get everybody at the table and figure something out.
Okay, to be continued for sure, right? Because I know you have a good working relationship with Governor Hochul, so keep us posted on that one. I want to talk about this other big anchor tax program, right? Another deadline extension, Governor. New Jerseyans now have until the end of February to apply for this tax rebate. Seems like the deadline keeps getting pushed back because not a lot of people know about the program, right? So close to 1 million renters qualify, as you know. And yet when we reported on this story earlier this month, only 23% applied. So do you think there's maybe a marketing mishap? Is it cynical to think that New Jersey benefits if not every qualified resident applies to the program?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things. First of all, if you're in Jersey and you want to apply, the best way and easiest way is anchor.nj.gov. Anchor.nj.gov. That's the best way to do it.
Okay.
Secondly, we think there are plus or minus 2 million households, whether homeowners or tenants, that are eligible. We're somewhere between 1.3 million and 1.4 million who have successfully applied. The number's going up every day. We were overwhelmed in the early moments. It is a historic property tax relief program.
Yeah, it's huge.
And therefore, not surprisingly, a lot of people are lining up to take advantage of it.
Okay. All right. So, I want to talk about your state of the state, because in the Republican response to your address, Senate Minority Leader Stephen Orojo disagreed with your assessment, saying that New Jersey has the highest taxes, most debt, worst business climate in the nation. I just wanted to get you on the record in your response. What do you say to New Jersey residents who actually agree with him?
Steve's a good guy, but he could not be more wrong on this one. Are we finished our work? Absolutely not. We inherited a train wreck from Steve's party, by the way, 5 years ago, and we've been digging out ever since. Debt is down. We pay our pensions. Property tax relief is historic. Unemployment's at a near all-time low. The credit rating agencies have upgraded us on 3 separate occasions. Our economy is growing. People and businesses are moving into New Jersey. Campbell's Soup last week just announced a record investment in Camden. Netflix last month, $1 billion in my county. The evidence is overwhelming that we're going in the right direction. And by the way, we're addressing inequities at the same time.
Yeah.
Are we finished? No. Are we perfect? No. But New Jersey is on a roll. It is cool to be from New Jersey again.
You know, I'm from New Jersey, so I always like to
stick
up
are.
for it. You know, I always stick up for the state. You know, and things might be moving in the positive direction in your eyes. But when you look at the ideas across the country, right? Your next big address is going to be the budget happening this spring. But across the country, we're looking at things go up in terms of prices. And you recently said that you expect the R word, a recession, although you think it'll be short-lived, right? So kind of explain that. What do you mean by it?
Yeah. So listen, notwithstanding all of our progress, that does not mean there is not pain. affordability, inflation in particular, or concern about what's around the corner. It's almost axiomatic, Dan, and you and I have talked about this, when the Federal Reserve raises interest rates at the pace they've been raising them, even now more recently in the face of more positive news on inflation, the economy is going to cool. The only question is when and how far down will it cool? I think it's going to be somewhere in a shallow recession, if I had to guess, sometime this year. But there's an enormous amount of liquidity still on the sidelines. I think the recession, I'm knocking on wood, by the way, is shallow. It's not a repeat of 2008. And I will say New Jersey will be ready for it, whether it's our surplus, reduced indebtedness, whatever it might be, we'll be ready.
Okay, and we are approaching a year of legal recreational marijuana sales in New Jersey, about a year of it operating. The Cannabis Commission reporting in the third quarter, so June to September of last year, right, that recreational sales topped $100 million. It's nearly 50% jump from the previous quarter. Dispensaries in New York, they're beginning to open as well. How do you think it's going to affect New Jersey at all? Do you think it'll affect the sales if it's more accessible across the river?
Yeah, I mean, I think it almost inevitably will, but that's not the reason we did it. We did this for social justice reasons, to undo the damage of the war on drugs. Will we make money? Will jobs be created? Will a new economy be born? Absolutely. And by the way, we are absolutely committed to minority, women, veterans to be a big part of the beneficiaries here. But I think the answer is inevitably New York will get some slice of this. But again, we're doing it for social justice reasons.
Okay, understood, sir. I do, while I have you, want to get you on what's playing out across the nation, this biggest political scandal happening right now, and that is around Congressman George Santos, right? His alleged lies now have ties to New Jersey, which is why I'm bringing you into the conversation. A disabled veteran, of course, as you know, accusing the congressman of raising thousands for his dying dog and then keeping the money for himself. Is there an investigation that's going to play out here?
I won't get in front of anything that might be playing out, so I won't comment on it specifically. I'll be surprised if there isn't. But this guy, Santos, is a complete and utter fraud. And how shameless is he screwing a disabled veteran who cares so deeply about his four-legged friends. It's awful. This guy's an awful human being. He has no right in Congress. He needs to get help. He needs to leave Congress and get help and make amends with the people he's hurt.
Understood. Thank you for commenting on that, and we'll see how the investigations play out. But looking ahead, we're always looking ahead. Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop announcing he will not run for re-election in 2025. He was on our show a couple weeks ago, heavily hinting that he's exploring a run for governor, right? And of course, this is your last term, sir. So have you spoken to the mayor about a potential run?
I have not. I will just say this. He's been an outstanding mayor. Steve has done an outstanding job. Period, full stop. We do a lot with him in Jersey City. Jersey City's booming. I bet you there'll be a bunch of folks on both sides of the aisle who'll be looking at this. You won't be surprised. I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about that. I've got my nose pressed against governing and executing the plan that we have, but he's a terrific mayor.
Governor, and I have to ask you, because that's what I do best, what are your plans for the future? There's been a lot of comments, I'm not going to get into the hair, but there's been a lot of comments about the hair and that means you're going to run for president. I don't know the correlation between the two, but are you looking for higher office?
I'm not. You know my wife. You'll know that the hair is she's giving me my style advice here. Listen, I am completely assuming the president is running for re-election. He's said it many times. I believe him. I'm assuming he does. I take him on his word, and Tammy and I will be 1,000% behind him, and he's earned it. He's had a heck of a run here, particularly over the past year.
Okay, I mean, I have won the hair award in New Jersey, so there's only room for one of us, Governor.
Yeah. But I'm trying to look like you.
Okay, Governor Phil Murphy, appreciate it. We're out of time here. Next time I have you, I want to talk to you about liquor licenses. It's a big topic, but we're out of time today. I'll talk to you soon, sir.
Take care, Dan.
Thank you.